Hi, I'm Dr. Maria Lombardo, and I am the paleo cosmetic surgeon. Tonight, I'm going to show you how to make paleo almond milk. Everybody complains when they go paleo that they can't have milk in their coffee, and we're going to take care of that right now. Stephanie, this one's for you. But I can't have milk in my coffee? What do you mean? What is the meaning of this? So I'm going to show you how to do that. All right. Not even really a recipe, because there's nothing to it, but almonds, you need to soak them at least 1 hour. These have been soaked overnight. The water gets kind of hazy. That's basically just the color of the skins on there coming off. It's not going to hurt you to eat that, but if you want your almond milk to be really pretty and white, you want to drain that off and actually rinse it a little bit to get rid of that color.
Do you just blanch your almonds and remove the skin?
You can do that too. If you have the time and desire to do that, that would be awesome. Is it easy? Actually, I've never done it, so.
Oh, okay. You just basically boil some water, pinch of salt, add your almonds. Once the almonds go, literally when you put them in, pull them out less than 15 seconds later into an ice bath, and the skins start to automatically
Explode and pop off. All right, well, I'm going to have to give that a shot. So there you go. All right, so this was 1 cup of almonds soaked in water overnight in this case, but a minimum of an hour, or you can blanch them. And then now I put them into the pitcher of the blender here, and you're just going to add water up to the 4-cup mark. So it's about a 3-to-1 ratio. There you go. Now, this takes a moment, and it's extremely loud, so brace yourselves. This is a Vitamix blender. The motor on this is a lot more powerful than the average blender that you have. You can do this in a regular blender, but you'll find that the pieces don't quite get as small. So this is actually a little bit more efficient to do it. But if you don't have one, the other one will work too. Now, I would probably let that go for another minute or so before I took it off, but for demonstration purposes, we're going to stop there. Okay, now, you could use it just like that, but all the little bits of pieces of almond are floating around in it, and actually the texture is not so great, particularly in your coffee. So you need to strain it, and there are several ways to do that. You can get multiple layers of cheesecloth, but you're still going to have that grainy texture because these are pretty fine at this point. You can actually buy for, I think it's about $12, something called a nut milk bag from raw vegan websites. You do not need one of those because you can go to the hardware store and get a paint strainer bag, and I think they're like 3 for $1.79. The seaming on these isn't quite as durable, so you might actually go through a couple of them in your lifetime, but they really do work great, and you don't have to special order fancy stuff. Okay, so just put it in a pitcher or a bowl or whatever, and you just want to pour this through. All right, and I'm going to hand this over. By the way, you all know my lovely assistant, Cheryl. Thank you. All right, so some of it will just strain through. But because there really is that almond meal left behind, you really do actually have to do a little bit of work here and help it along a little bit. You can hang it up and let it just gravity do the trick, but that actually takes quite a while. Or like I said, you can just kind of help it along and just twist it, get a little tension on it, and then push it, strain it through. Careful, watch where the seams are on the bag, because if the bag has been used a lot, sometimes the seams open up and you'll have little squirts going off. So just something to keep in mind. Okay?
Can you keep that ground almond and dry it up?
Well, I was just going to mention that. So once you do strain all the milk out of the bag, you have kind of almost like a almond meal putty left over, depending on how strong you are. You can actually let it complete, like sort of spread it out like we did with the pumpkin granola and let it dry. You can put it in a dehydrator. You can actually put it in an oven on a low temperature, or if you want to wait long enough, just leave it out on the counter. Just mix it up a lot to let it dry out, and you basically have almond flour that you buy at Trader Joe's all the time anyway. It has a little bit less flavor because you have strained some of the flavor out of it by making the milk out of it, but it's a great filler or flour for baked goods, muffins and breads and stuff. So you don't have to throw it away. All right. So I will also tell you that real homemade almond milk, because it doesn't have emulsifiers in it, does separate. So when you do go to use it, if you leave it in the refrigerator overnight, you will actually see it layer out, and you do have to mix it before you use it.